Well, hello there everyone, it is really great to see you today, even for clicking on this video. My name is Dorothy the Dinosaur, coming to you all the way from Ellenbrook. And behind me, as you can see, I am at the Ellenbrook Co-Porto. That's right, I am at another different spot introducing one of Kane's videos for his channel. But regardless, welcome back to another 2-episode GoAnimate video from my long-term fan Kane, where it is filled with another 2 episodes for you to enjoy. So, the first episode is Sir Miles Axelrod makes the battery in Dorothy the Dinosaur's car flat and gets grounded. What? Miles Axelrod making the battery in my car go flat? That would sound horrible, because I need my car to travel. But here is the first episode for this video everyone. Enjoy the show.
Man, another day, another boring day. Just sitting in my room doing nothing because I'm grounded. So what should I do to entertain myself? Oh, I know. Since Dorothy the Dinosaur got a new car not too long ago being a Holden Cruise, I am going to make the battery on it go flat. And I know just how. I will simply open the driver's seat, not close it properly by closing it a tiny bit, and from there, the lights will still be on, the battery will still be going, and then, a flat battery. Ha 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 ha. So just like usual, I will go to Dorothy's place, and if she's not home, I'll go to Kane's since that's where Dorothy usually is. Let's go. Let this evil plan begin.
Alrighty then, let's do this.
You got this, Kane.
Here it comes. Watch this, Dorothy.
Okay. Whoa, that sounded incredible. Kane, I have to admit, that was really cool. Even the solo at the end. That sounded spectacular. Especially from my boyfriend.
Thank you, Dorothy. And I will admit, I really like that solo bit too. But here is a really cool thing about that cover of the Simpsons theme. That band that was covering it, is actually a Simpsons version of Weezer. That band that did the song you might think from Cars 2.
Really? Interesting. Hey, since it's getting to lunchtime, how about I take us out for a date somewhere?
Ooh, that would be nice. Well, we can get our things ready, then we can go.
Alright, now that I am here at Kane's house and I am here in front of Dorothy's car, it is time to put my plan into action. But I need to be very quiet, because Kane might be home, and him and Dorothy could hear me and know what I'm up to. So, first up, open the door. Then, close it just enough for it to not be closed properly so the battery for the car is still going and it goes flat. Ha 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 ha. I did it. Now let's get out of here before Kane or Dorothy see me.
So Dorothy, now that we got our things ready, have you got any ideas on where we could go?
Well, while I was waiting for you, I was craving a burger for our date, and the second I started craving for one, I had the perfect idea for a burger place we could try, and I remember you telling me about this place. Grilled?
Ooh, grilled? Now you're talking, mate. Grilled would be perfect, especially since I have been wanting to try that place for a long period of time. So let's do grilled.
Excellent. Well, what are we waiting for, my handsome boy? Let's get to grilled and have a yummy juicy burger. Alright. Let's do this. Grilled? Get in our bellies. Huh? Why isn't my car starting? Okay, what is going on here? This is insane. I swear my car was up and running when I got here.
Were you low on petrol when you got here, Dorothy?
No, Kane, because it had enough petrol way before I came here. But I don't know how my car all of a sudden won't start despite it having enough petrol and working just fine.
That is strange. Maybe it might have a flat battery.
Maybe. I mean, if the battery was flat, then the lights inside would have been on still when the car was off and I was out of it. Or, the last time I used my car for driving, or even when I got here by driving, one of my car doors wasn't shut properly when I got out. But that cannot be, because I always make sure my car doors are shut properly when it's not on, and the lights are fully off. And I did indeed made sure of that when I got here. Wait, Kane, do you happen to have security cameras around your house?
Yes, I do.
Oh, perfect. Because Kane, I think a troublemaker was probably behind this. So is there a way you could check some surveillance footage and see if one of our troublemakers was the cause of my car not starting?
Yes, I can definitely do that. And if it was one of the troublemakers who caused your car to not start earlier, then the legal guardian of that troublemaker will be notified.
Later, when Kane checked the surveillance footage, and oh man, Kane and Dorothy is probably gonna be so mad when they finds out it was Miles Axelrod who caused the battery in Dorothy's car to go flat.
Well, Dorothy, I can officially confirm that we have a result, which is that a troublemaker was the cause of your car not starting, and what that troublemaker did, was that he opened your car door, then didn't close it properly to drain the battery in your car to make it flat.
I knew it. I knew a troublemaker was behind this. But who exactly was the troublemaker who caused my car to not start like that?
Well, the troublemaker was Miles Axelrod.
What? Miles Axelrod did this? Oh. Laura, I cannot believe Miles Axelrod was the one who decided to pull something silly like that to my car. I bet he did that to upset me like every other day to entertain himself like it's his everyday routine. That is so it. I will be calling Finn McMissile about this.
Ah, at last, back home from my evil plan for Dorothy's car. And best of all, I didn't even get into trouble yet. Yippee.
Are you sure about that, Sir Axelrod? Because I think you may want to rethink that one since you are caught in 4K.
What the hell? Finn, how did you—
Silence. You don't need to know on how I knew on how you did your stupid doing to Dorothy and her car, but I do want to know this however. Why would you even go to Dorothy's car and make the battery on her car go flat by opening and not shutting her car door properly? Tell me the truth right now. No lies.
Well, you see, Finn, I was bored because I was grounded. So I wanted to do something to entertain myself, which was the cause of my idea to make the battery on Dorothy's car go flat. And to be honest with you, Finn, that was a funny trick I played on Dorothy. Ha 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 ha.
Funny? Funny? Sir Axelrod, that was no trick to have a laugh about, and you making the battery in someone's car was the stupidest thing you could ever think of doing to entertain yourself. Sir Miles Axelrod. How dare you make the battery in Dorothy's car go flat? That has got to be one of the stupidest things you could ever do, and therefore, that was no excuse in a manner of entertaining yourself. And to make matters worse, not only did you make Dorothy's car have a flat battery, but she was gonna go on a date with Kane, and that could have been cancelled due to your stupid decision of making Dorothy's car have a flat battery. I mean, sure, they have Kane's Holden crewman still and it's up and running and he could drive it. But they can't use that car due to Dorothy's car being in the way of Kane's driveway. But in terms of your punishment, you are hereby grounded for 2 weeks. Which means you will not play any video games or hang out with friends during that time. Stay here in your room and do absolutely nothing.
Fine. Well, fuck you, Finn, you stupid British car.
So is that how you want to talk back, Miles? Cussing at me and calling me a stupid British car. Okay, well, consider your grounding being extended by 2 weeks for using that back talk at me, making your grounding a grand total of 4 weeks.
Hi everyone, it's Dorothy the Dinosaur here, and that was the first episode in conclusion. Which means it is second episode bonus time. Which the second episode is, Catherine forces Lucia Field to watch the Game of Thrones, and gets grounded. Oh my goodness. That sounds horrible, because I know that my friend Lucia has a huge hate base for the Game of Thrones because of the blood and gore. But here is the second episode bonus, everyone. Enjoy.
Well, not long until my dad gets home from Bunnings, because he is on his way back and just left. But I am getting hungry, so I think I might make a bowl of fruit salad.
There will be no fruit salad eaten or made today, Lucia.
Excuse me? Catherine? What are you doing here? You are not welcome here after the way you treat my friends Kane and Dorothy the dinosaur, and for always forbidding Dave from visiting me as an addition. So get out.
No!
Because I am here to make sure you get a piece of my mind for you always hanging out with my husband. He is too old for you and Dorothy, as you and Dorothy are associated with the Wiggles, and he needs to let go from you and Dorothy.
Well, in your info, Catherine, you are in no business to be controlling Dave and his fan base with me and Dorothy the dinosaur like that, because he is allowed to be a fan of the Wiggles if he wants, like Dorothy has told you millions of times, and you can't change that. So you giving me a piece of your mind doesn't excuse it. It's not like he is causing problems trying to cheat on you with me. He is just hanging out with me and Dorothy because her and I are friends with your husband, since he is a fan of us like we are friends with Kane Branchley, one of my own fans. You understand?
Shut up, Lucia. You and Dorothy have always been the cause of how many times I've been getting angry because of my husband's visits to you and Dorothy. So you can follow me to the TV of this house, as it will be where I will give you a piece of my mind.
Ha, like I'm really going to take your word like you're my mum and do it. I don't think so, Catherine, because you are in no control of what I can or cannot do. End of story. Now get out. My dad will be home soon and he will not be happy if he sees you causing trouble to me, as I told him so much about you.
Silence. Silence, you hear? Either you get to the TV lounge so I can give you the piece of my mind, or I will make you suffer something worse than what I planned originally. Now, move it.
Whoa, fine. But if my dad turns up back here and you're still here, then I will tell him what you were doing to me and he will deal with you. Alright, Catherine, what are you planning?
Well, Lucia, I am going to spawn something on the TV, and whatever comes on, you're gonna watch it. And I know exactly on what you're gonna watch. So, power of logic, activate.
What there? The Game of Thrones. Catherine, are you kidding me? I am not watching that, because I do not like that show, as it contains a lot of blood and gore from the fight scenes, which is the cause on why I hate the show.
I don't give a shit!
You are gonna watch the Game of Thrones whether you like it or not, and I especially do not want to hear your complaining while you're watching. So start watching.
Fine. Oh my god, that was awful. That fight scene with the viper versing the mountain was way worse in terms of scenes because of the blood and gore. I think I'm gonna have nightmares tonight because of it.
As if I care. But if you think that I am done here, you're wrong. Because you will be watching another Game of Thrones episode.
Oh, for goodness sakes, Catherine. I already got traumatized from the previous episode, and now you're putting on another episode? No wonder does Dave call you an entitled Karen nearly all the time. Because you are a pure definition of a Karen from the way you're forcing me to watch one of my most hated shows. Now I'm really hoping my dad gets back here while you're here so he can escort you out.
Lucia, shut your face. Just shut your face. I don't care how traumatized you felt from the previous episode, but you are gonna watch another episode, and that is final. You will do as I say, and it will start now.
I don't think so, Mrs. Catherine Johnson. Just what do you think you're doing here in my house?
Oh, Anthony, it's not what you think.
Really? Then why is the Game of Thrones showing on TV? Have you got something to do with that? Tell me the truth right now.
Actually, Dad, let me tell you the truth. So I was minding my own business waiting for you to come home since you messaged me saying you left Bunnings, but then Catherine decided to show up completely uninvited and force me to watch the Game of Thrones. Then the moment before you showed up, she put on another episode to make me go through more traumatization from the previous episode. But to make matters worse, Catherine was using a lot of awful hostility in the way of forcing me to watching it like she is the boss of me.
Oh my god. Lucia, you are such a snitch.
Hey, Catherine, do not ever speak to my daughter like that. She did the right thing to tell me. So therefore she had every right to snitch on you for what you were doing to her. But regardless on what you did, how dare you come here to my house uninvited and force my own daughter to watch the Game of Thrones? You know very well that she has a huge hate base for that show because of the blood and gore from the fight scenes, which you need to respect. But did you? No. And additionally, when my daughter says no to watching the Game of Thrones, you did not ever go using any hostility in the way of forcing her to watch it like in the boss of her. And therefore, you are in business to ever be speaking to my daughter like that. You understand me? I've even heard so much about you based on the way you treat your husband Dave Johnson, one of my fans Ken Blenchley, and my friend Dorothy the Dinosaur, and it is horrible. If you're doing to Lucia was to teach her a lesson for always saying your husband, then that was a stupid excuse to why you wanted to force my daughter into watching one of her most hated shows. Because Lucia has every right to see Dave since he is friends with my daughter from what I know, and you cannot change that. So therefore on that, I'm in charge on if Lucia can see your husband to hang out or visit, not you. I have met your husband before, and he seems like a cool bloke, and real dedicated as a fan of the Wiggles, which I even heard that you have been controlling Dave on his fan interest with the Wiggles too, and that is not okay. Dave is allowed to be into me and the Wiggles if he wants, and he doesn't have to change it if he doesn't want to, and that's it. So with all of that being said, you can get out of my house right now.
And by the way, Catherine, I will be getting on the phone to Dave and telling him what you were doing to me. So get out, Karen.
Catherine. How dare you force my friend Lou Cheerfield to watch the Game of Thrones? You know very well that she has a huge hate base for that show because of the blood and gore from the fight scenes. But what makes me angry the most in this situation is the way you forced her. Because when Lou Cheer was saying no to watching the Game of Thrones, you started using awful hostility in the way of forcing her to watch it, thinking you're the boss of her. Unacceptable. That really shows the way on how entitled Karens would make people do things, and speaking of entitled Karens, that is exactly how you treated Lou Cheer when you forced her to watch one of her most hated shows. But thank God Lou Cheer's dad Anthony stopped you the moment you were about to force Lou Cheer to watch another episode, because from what Lou Cheer told me, Anthony had a very good word with you about what you were doing, even about you controlling me about my friendship with Dorothy and Lou Cheer, and my fan interest in the Wiggles. Which I am glad Anthony had a word with you about. But regardless on your punishment, you're grounded. You're grounded until my friend Kane gets 10,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. Stay here in our room right now.
Whatever. You can't even ground me for starters, because I am your wife, and I did nothing wrong.
Excuse me? Silence. That's enough. I have every right to ground you since you ground me yourself, and you did do something wrong, which was harassing one of my friends from the Wiggles and causing trouble. Now, stay here and do nothing.